Hey, and that's magic. Okay, welcome back to the stream. Kick is having a problem with Social Stream Ninja, so I don't know if I see if I can find some other way to aggregate all my chats. It's kind of annoying to have to like look at each one and crazy. It's crazy, and I don't even have it. I don't even have hardly any people in here. You know, imagine if I ever got popular enough that there was more than just a handful of people in any of the streams, any of the platforms. Crazy, crazy talk, crazy. Hey, hey. Okay, so yesterday I swapped the chapters successfully, and today now we're going to start on what was chapter 15, and now we're actually going to go. It's chapter 14. We used to be 15, now it's 14, and now we go back to um, adding the decision points. And I guess I should start. Let's see. I guess I should start by um, putting in the modified text into chapter 14. That's chapter 14 now, and um, like divide up the pages into title pages, and then I can start thinking about what to add. I think. And there's a new kid on the block, which is Gemini. And my dad's Gemini account, I have access to Gemini Pro now, so that's pretty cool. Actually, it seems like Google's the only one that gives you access to that gives multiple family members access to the same perks, you might say. So I'd be able to use Notebook LM and stuff like that, and I'll probably set it up. But right now, we're still working with Grok because I'm still working on the same two chapters. The last two chapters and pushing forward will be it'll probably be a combination. I don't know what I'll do for what. Um, Maybe I should start asking these AIs what they would be better at as far as when I'm trying to come up with things. And also, Dad still offered to pay for ChatGPT. So, anyways, um, so I'm still thinking about doing ChatGPT. I have to, I can't extend it much more than today. Otherwise, money will probably be used for something else, which it might should be. So I don't know. Um, but three paid models should be able to come up something. Should be able to come up with a way to make money. And I don't mean off the game per se, but um, should be able to do something that where it comes up with something that I can make money with. I think. You heard about there was a guy that used AI to find a cancer therapy for his dog that reduced the one of the biggest tumors down like 75%, I guess. And now he didn't just come up with anything out of nothing. He spent a lot of his own money. He used like four different AIs that were kind of attuned to the scientific stuff. But he had no background in biology or he wasn't a scientist in that way. But uh, he used the AIs to help him figure out, you know, what healthy cells look like versus what the cancer cells did, and what kind of therapies. And basically, he used it to help him learn how to do the stuff. And then after he came up with this stuff, he actually ran it by experts, and so it isn't just as simple as typing in a prompt and then having it come up with like a cure for cancer. But that's pretty promising. And then there's another one that I heard about, and he's actually making money off of his YouTube videos, teaching people about building agents. But apparently, he had he had this like a starting capital like $20 or something. I don't remember. I don't remember if it was that low, if it was a couple $100, maybe a couple $100. I can't remember. And he had an AI write him an agent that would go out and that wrote something. It's something like that OpenClaw thing where it's like it can control your whole system and everything. Only what you give it though, and now it's um, on the web. Like you can actually subscribe for $30 a month to have this AI agent that'll do like anything and everything for you that you can get an AI to do. I guess. He supposedly he made money off of making the videos, but essentially he started off with this kind of basic startup capital, and then he said, write me this thing, and it eventually turned into this AI agent that he wrote, and so that's kind of promising. So those kind of things, AI can do some cool stuff. Like they keep on acting like it can do. However, there's still some work involved. There's still some thinking involved. I guess I don't know. So maybe I could say, you know what? I have this much money in the bank, and uh, I want you to write me something or create something for me that'll make money or something. I know it wouldn't be as simple as that, but um, maybe maybe you can figure something out. So there's a so there's this thing that I kind of subscribe to. He's called Streaming Senpai, and he's supposedly this guy had this program to help people with their streaming or their YouTube videos or whatever. Um, Basically video, online video, and he built an AI, and maybe I should look into that to help my streams. Maybe I'll have to see. Disney buying Epic Games. That's just interesting. Yeah, I was thinking that was an April Fool's joke because it was announced yesterday. Um, this rumor that Disney might buy Epic Games. Anyways, I should actually get to my game, right? I think that's the prudent thing to do. Uh, New recent, and what we want is okay. What do we want is not here. What I want to do is open. Where is favorites? Oh, weird. Favorites up here. Favorites. Oh, favorites is right there. Okay. So we want to open not the Werewolf Saga. We want Vacation Princess. There we go. We're gonna open this guy, and we can just switch it to 14 because it's now 14, and I can copy this in there. Okay. So let me go into favorites. Let's start up an instance, and let's start up Redot. Redot. Okay. Okay. Chapter 14, In Search of Vacay Princesses. Alright, let's do the thing. You know the thing. And I already had an old backup. I don't know, should I have a backup now that I swapped them around? Maybe I should. It is a lot of extra, like data. It's a lot of extra crap. Oh, that's right. I know what I did now. I didn't want people just willy-nilly being able to take my design stuff out of my GitHub, but I couldn't figure out how to keep the a specific folder hidden. And I'm sure there's got to be a way to do that, but I'm still using GitHub Desktop. I'm still using GitHub, the website, to house my game. Right now, there ain't any public repositories because I had made it, unpublicized it. I made it non-public. I goes, let's get to work. Let's get to work. Let's get to work here. I gotta get to work. Okay, so copy. No, copy, paste. Let's go in here. Let's make that 21. 21, 0, 21, 0, 21. Okay, and then let's make this. No, let's make this, rename this as, might delete rooms and layout tool data, maybe. I'm not sure how new that is or how old that it actually is. It says January 13th, but I think I messed with it sometime before then or something. 175 items, so it probably belongs in here in the middle in here somewhere. In fact, that's kind of interesting. Because this was Tuesday. This is also Tuesday. Huh. Backup 0 and 2. And we're going to rename this backup. Okay, and then we're going to rename this also backup. Okay. See, 170. I wonder. Rooms. This is the only one that has 170 items in it. These should all be the oldest. No, the newest ones. This should be the oldest. October 2025. You know, okay, 418. I get it. And Tuesday, November 25th is when I did the reboot. So that starts the reboot. So that means that these are correct, I think. Right? 94 items. Those two had 94 originally, 140, 170, 418 at one point. I don't actually. I might actually think that this here is had to have been the last thing before I switched over. That's really weird. Just by the number of items created October 2025. See, this is the old. In fact, this is the old. Oh, right. It's had all the meta files in it. Okay, that makes sense. So in other words, it's got 209 or 200 and whatever, 200 and something. Okay, yeah, 209 actual rooms. This one. This is how all the meta's in it too. It does have the metas in it. And this was an earlier version, which is correct. Now, what about this though? Is this when I split? This must have been when I split. So that means that this would be like 209. This would be like um so this should not have meta files in it, right? Right. So that's why that works that ways. Actually kind of makes sense too. These had the original 94 items. This one has 170, like this one has 170. So it's very possible that rooms and backup 4 are exactly the same. It's possible I made a change at some point. It's so weird. I know I should be getting to the game, but trying to clean up this backup stuff because I don't want the old rooms is different. That's fine. Uh, old chapter 6 of January 16. That's fine. It's fine to have these like extra things in here. Layout tool data backup 175. Oh, I wonder if this is the same layout tool data. Do I have a one? I have a 173. So that's 4. 175 has. Why does it have 175 here? Because it has project JSON and README. Yeah, something weird here. Uh, layout tool. Okay. So let's do something here. Let's let's go into rooms and then rooms backup number 4. Let's go into rooms. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's all right though. Uh, rooms, and then let's actually let's do this ways. Let's go to put that in a new tab, and then we'll in here we'll go back in here. Let's go to the tab here. Actually, let's pull that off here so I can have both of them on the same screen. So rooms and rooms backup 4, because I need to know. here. Okay. Okay. I have, well, okay. Oh, this is interesting. It's like, when was these created, right? Saturday the 18th. Actually, you know what? These is when I switched it over is what it is. I see. I see. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go to Layout Tool. Backup 004. Now it has less. Okay. Going back up 004. No, what else I do? No, not. No, wait. I'm not doing layout data just yet. What up? Wait. What am I doing? What am I doing? I want to compare layout data, right? Layout tool data versus the other one, which is layout tool backup. Okay, yeah, that's what we want, right? Okay. 175, 173. I mean, that's fine. That's fine, honestly. Oh, wait. No. What am I thinking of? Fine. This is layout tool data, and this has the closest amount of files. So layout tool data backup for it. There we go. That's what we want to do. Okay. That's pretty weird. How come? How come these are the newer? I see. In any case, I think. Okay. So that's when I removed the chapter. Okay. Let's go back to the thing here and let me see something. What's the deal here? Wait. Why? Let's say April 20th. Yeah. That's 307. That's so. What about the backup? Oh, this was the last one. Then okay. What am I? What's my problem? What is my problem? This is the most. This is the last backup in this folder. This is from before. Okay. So my backup has more than layout tool backup because this. Okay, this is the smallest. So this should technically be 1. This should actually be 1 up into 13. So everything should actually be shifted up 1. No, because what? How come back out tool backup? Oh, this is when I first put them into chapters, right? Backup 03 is when I first put them into chapters. That's weird. Then what's 2? 2 is the old naming system. I don't know, it's getting weird here. Um, the old naming system. Then this only has. Okay. Well, let's see something here though. We have 418. So backup 6 is where we start. Backup 6 is 237. It's like I almost don't know which one goes with which one. I'd have to do like a copy, like a correlation. Backup layout tool data is 175. Rooms has 170. So let's compare them to. Let's go into rooms here, and let's go into layout tool data here, and see if these match up. Other than one having. Get this. These are some of the newer deals here. Back when. It's, wait, is that January 2026? That's fine. But how come this has 5 more items than this does? I mean, okay, so that's 2. But why is that still 173 to 170? Because some things were cut out. This is chapter 5. I guess what I have to do is I'd have to literally do a comparison. Right? 14, 13, 12. Let's do something. Let's go all the way back to chapter 5, right, where we started chapter 6, because we didn't start chapter 6. So that's that. That's 3 items selected. And what about this one? 3 items. Okay. Chapter 5. Okay. Okay, so let's check out chapter 5's pages. That's 21 items. And also here, we got 25 items. So there was a change in here somewhere. That's because what I had here is I had extra metadata. That's what it is. I had a couple extra metadata files that don't belong there because of the way I renamed the thing. So when I saved it, okay, that kind of makes some sense now. Maybe I'll just have to leave these ones where they are though. Um, okay, let's see something here. Okay, T1, T2, P0, T2, P1, T2, P2, T3, P0, T3, P1, T3, P2, T3, P. Okay, wait. Um, Connection here. Okay. Anyways, let's see something here. Princess gets a room. T1, P0, the search for the princess. T2, P0, unlikely help. T2, P1, a possible escape. T2, P2, wine and cheese. T2, T3, P0, T3, P0, way out. T3, P1, hanging out with the skeletons. T3, P2, just an empty room. T3, P4, hanging out with the skeletons. Okay. T3, P5, just an empty room. That isn't doing it though, is it? T4, P0, caught again. Caught again. T5, P0, count the imposter. T5, P1, not a very good wine. Ah, there's is my problem. This is one of the problems. One of the problems is that this is a this should be deleted because it's an underscore, not a hyphen. It's supposed to be a hyphen between the prefix and the title. And the same thing with this one. Okay. And the same thing with this one. And with this one. And now it should read the same. 169 items. That's interesting. means that these should be 169 items as well. But for some reason are not. Okay, they're correct. Both are correct. Okay, so at least, these two now match. But back here, wait, still something wrong though. This is two extra items. Okay. Okay, that's perfectly fine. But these two correspond. And then I'd have to figure out, okay, where do they insert? Um well, let's go into rooms and then let's go into rooms back up 4 because now that's not the case. I need to. Sorry, be right back. I'm gonna mute this first. Just Okay, so this kind of tells me something a little bit now. This was with the meta file, so this is before then. So this is about the equivalent of so this has metadata. So this doesn't have a corresponding. This doesn't have a corresponding layout tool data. So this is part of the rooms meta. Okay, so that means that this is 170 items. That means divided in half, 35, 85. So approximately 85. So these don't correlate. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, rooms back up 4. Rooms back up without a number is always the last one. This one that's not back up is not that. Okay, so how come Caves of Dragon Mount? Right, so this one has only rooms, 169 rooms, and no metadata. Okay. Okay, so let's do it this way. Let's go to rooms and let's go to layout tool data and see if they correlate. I don't really care about right 171, 170. If you take one off of this and you take two off of that, that means they're both 169, which is fine. So this has no metadata. This is nothing but metadata, right? Right. And then 20, 20, and 20. So rooms and layout tool data do correspond with each other. So they're actually correct as far as being one part of the other. So what I need to do is I need to find out when these newer these are the newer file names. Okay. Uh these are the newer file names and it's when it's split. So how does this work? Okay, let's go back here. Okay. So that means that this, see backup 5? Backup 5 has all. Backup 6, what does backup 6 have? Okay. So backup 6 is when I first separated, right? So this has the old names, but does not have the metadata in it. Well, that's interesting. The old names versus the new names, because I have less pages, right? This has the new names. Okay, so if 6 has the old names, then this should be the old names also, right? Okay, that's field names also. This is when I reset. So I took it back to the original 94. Back up to. There's a weird like non-correlation here. That's the thing that gets me. It's just it's weird. This only has 22 items. This has 24, but there's only one of these that have uh 24, right? 24 would be the room files plus the two other metadata files, right? When I first introduced those. So that checks out. So evidently I made a change in between 9 and 10 that I did not make in here. So this corresponds to 3. Okay, so I don't get it. No, I do get it. 9 and 10 are the same as backup 3 because evidently I made a change in between there, right? 43 is when I Okay, 43 is when I actually divided it up. So I made the chapter pages, and then I divided these. So this one should be chapter and title pages, right? So this is chapter and title pages, 43 items, because now it's twice as much. I didn't have that in here yet, right? 124. What's 124? Chapter and title pages. So something's got to be where I have. Okay, I probably didn't have the readmes, right? 294. What does it have in it? It doesn't have the readme, right? No, it does have the readme. Well, how come it should be the exact same number of items of rooms? So if I go here, 21 and back up 12, that's the last ones. So why is that? Why is there extra? Probably because this is a renaming extra. There's a renaming weirdness. It's probably the same in the way it is right now. That's 292 items, and this is oh, so that's okay. That's correct. What am I thinking? Okay, because this is old rooms. I see. Old rooms. Okay, so it's just going to be a single discrepancy, right? Because this has two extra files. This has one extra file. They correspond correctly. So I always remember that. Layout tool data. Layout tool backup should be only one more item than in the corresponding room backup. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's how that works. All right. Okay, so let's place this here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that these are sort of across from each other, right? Okay. See, this says 286 and this says 273. This should only have 274. So that means that this has extra layout tool items. Why? Because I did the weird thing, and I need to start remembering that. Uh, okay. 3294, 286, 73, 276, 261, 276, 266, 254, 239, 229, 2. So it's like way off. Um, I guess I'm gonna stop screwing around. Shoot, I only have 30 minutes now. That's great. So I screwed around with this so much that retarded. I'll need to go in and what it'll be is it'll probably be like duplicate prefixes. The prefix is supposed to be different even if the title's the same. If the titles are different but the prefixes are the same, that means that the extra prefixes shouldn't be in there, and I should make sure that I match them up. All right. You know what I'll do? I'll go ahead and I'll do a clean up these eventually. I won't do it right this second, I guess. I'll leave it like it is, but I'll make sure that each of the rooms and each of the metadata rooms have the same number. We'll just do that before I make my next backups. Anyways, let's go back up to S. Okay, 307, 332, and that should not be that way. So, okay. So already there's something wrong there. Okay. Okay, channel is phase one. Let's go to rooms dot copy and let's go into rooms dot copy and layout tool data dot copy. Okay. It's because of that. Okay, so let's just check and make sure. Oh, that makes sense. So this actually makes sense because I'm having this metadata, and the metadata is actually in the. Hmm. Okay. Shoot. Um, when I actually finally put all of the metadata into the project file, then all I need is the project file, and I can actually leave that in the room data, or I could even have a folder called data at that point, because then I can combine it, because then it would just have just the rooms, and I won't need two separate folders. That's the thing to think about anyways, but that's not really a worry right now. Okay, so let's do this and do that. 305 items. I should have 305 items in here too. 305 and 305. That's good. Okay. Okay, so that kind of makes sense now. Okay. Hmm. I should I should have a markdown folder, I think. Or okay. Let's not worry about that. Okay, so since I have my rooms copy, let's go ahead and do what I was going to do. And copy these. Copy. And since I do have a backup now, actually, I wonder if I need the README or not. I might delete the README, and then I might even put the project. I might give it its own folder. Should I give it its own folder called data, and then have the data in each of the deals? That would make the backups a little bit easier to function with. I might do that. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Let's go ahead and put this in here. What we are going to do though is we're going to remove these. And we're going to put it right here. I don't know if scroll lock is on or off, or if it's even anything to do with anything. Okay, click OK. Go ahead and say room data. Okay. So I totally wasted my whole first half here. Retarded. I am retarded. Uh, give me a quick second. Okay. All right, let's get this party started. And what that means is I'm going to go ahead and here. We don't need both of these open. Go ahead and just do this and okay. Let's go into rooms. Let's go into that's right. Okay, so I need to copy. Let's go to chapter 14. This one. And we need 4 copies first. First and foremost, 4 copies. Uh, copy. That's 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. Okay. Now, what we need to do here is I'm gonna do a quick rename first. 2. Boop, 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 rename this. Oh, we'll rename this 3. Page 3. Rename this page 4. No, that's not what we wanted. I'm dumb. I'm so stupid. Rename this. We're gonna call this title 3, so page 0. And rename this title 4, also page 0. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Okay. And then we want to let's actually pull this up here to come up with a name. Okay, so let's come up with the 4. Let's come up with the 4 titles. Uh, Hubert changes Sir William back to man. Hubert sends John and Sir William to night school. Night school. The conventional of the nights. Okay. Um, what should I call this as a subtitle? Be all that you can be. And that's just a reference to the army, right? Actually, you know what I should have done? Here, in fact, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's delete these. 3, delete. Okay, and then so now we're back to the 1. Okay. Let's name him in here and then save it, and then we will add in those other files. Okay, so let's be all that you can be in the army. Be all that you can be. That old army slogan. The Princess Cat and Hubert sit in the lobby. They decided to rescue. Um, Fairy God College, the infiltration. The infiltration? Okay, why not? The infiltration. Uh, that's not the infiltration. That's the plans. Uh, this one would be the infiltration though. After they made their plans, now they're infiltrating Fairy God College. This one is the plans here. A man at plan Enchanted Lands. Not a man at plan at Canal Panama, which is a, what do they call that? The reverse thing? Man, a woman at plan. Here, how about a woman? Plan. Fairy Godland. Fantasyland, Frontierland. Fairy Godland. A woman to plan Fairy Godland. No, doesn't really quite roll off the tongue. Um, you call it the plan, I guess, here. Even though they made plans otherwise. Um, godmothers and godmothers and attempt for godmothers. Way into a way into Fairy God College. How to get into Fairy God College without really trying. Way into Fairy God College. Okay, the infiltration, then Fairy God Rescue. Fairy God Rescue, like that. That will work. Okay. So that's room data problem. Now let's do the thing like we were doing. Copy. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Rename. No, I'm gonna do this backwards. Rename. Rename. Say it like you'd say reboot. Remember reboot, the computer generated 90s essentially cartoon CG animated thing called reboot that existed inside the computer basically. Reboot. So whenever they have to reboot the system or whatever I forget. I know it's a reference to something like that. Like they had to come get into the system somehow. I forget. Sorry, I'm just all over the place today right now. This is gonna be title 4. Rename title 3 and rename this title 2. And we have title 1. Okay. So T1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now we want to rename them these. Okay. Name. We're gonna call this be all that you can be. Okay, that's one. Rename. A way to carry college. Okay, and then we're gonna rename this something else. De-infiltration. The domination. The infiltration. So, and what was the last one? Fairy God Rescue. Fairy God Rescue. Okay. Oh. Alrighty. I'll need a quick way to actually add doors. I guess either click dragging or clicking add door and then selecting any door in the place. Uh, Deals. Okay. Now I guess I could open them and give them all their correct here. Let's do that here. Okay, so we're gonna open all 5 of these in a text editor. That way I can essentially I'm gonna match these, right? Not that. Okay, this. Okay, so this is gonna go T1 page 00, and this is gonna be all that you can be. So be all that you can be. See. Oh, okay, dash. There we go. Oh, okay. We're gonna have to do this in every single one. In fact, I'm gonna have to make sure that the IDs are correct. This one is correct. Okay. All right. So Actually, I have. Man. Hmm. Let me check my. If I do anything. Generate chapter files. Generate room stock. That's not it, anyways. Titles, reformat pages, update names from label, update all prefixes. Next door, bubble chapters. What's next door, dude? JSON files, ready through all of the last file. This updates the doors apparently. Oh, did I just closed that? I didn't mean to do that. And my time's up. Of course. Of course it is. Maybe I shouldn't do it manually. I'll just do it manually. Um, I'm gonna quit here in a second. I'm just gonna manually fix these. Text editor. Okay, chapter is fine. Titles need to be changed, and then the IDs need to be changed. So, okay. E, and B. BL that you can be, BL that you can be, Control S, title. Be all that you can be. Okay, that's good. Then this one's gonna go to here. Right. 014 P02 underscore PG00. Away into Fairy God College. Way to Fairy God College. Way into Fairy God College. Home. Door to. Got it. And that was my last problem there too. Oh, dash. It's gotta be dash. C. A way into Fairy Door to a way into Fairy God College. A way into Fairy God College. Go S. Okay. Leads to 2. Okay, right, 2. Control C. Control V. Title is A Way to Fairy God College. A Way to Fairy God College. Good. Okay, that's the title. And then the next one is the infiltration. This is title 3. Control C. Control D. The infiltration. The infiltration. Okay. Way into Fairy God College. Way into Fairy God College. Okay. Right. So this is actually going to be P3. This is actually going to be Control C, and then we'll go into here and we'll put it in here. Got it. Dang it. Control C. Control V. Save it. Okay. Copy. Go over here and let's go ahead and paste in here. T3 P00, the infiltration. This is also the infiltration. Okay. All right. The infiltration, the infiltration, the infiltration. All right. Title 3. Title 4, page 00. Right. Destination is 014 T03. No. No, T04. Right. T04 underscore BG00 dash very XQ. Alright, like that. Alright, here guys, right here. Yo, see. Let's go ahead and put that in here. There, like that. Okay, we're gonna copy this. Control C. Very bad rescue. $14.04 Fairy God Rescue. Now we have double the total leadership, which is 15. Right. Okay. We will see if this works. Okay. Okay. So what we need to do now is close that. And let's go ahead and read it. Reload save scene. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Wait a second. Wait. Oh, I have all three of them here. Is that's correct? I guess that's correct. Okay. So the room data so that we save the places, and now we've got everything here. 5 minutes late, so I'm going to take my break now, and I will see you when I come out of the break. Thank you for watching part 1.